Watch your food, everyone. Watch your food. Trader Joe's has many recalls going on. Let's discuss. Before we get started, welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano here. Today we are drinking the Donut Shop Original Donut Shop Blend by Green Mountain Coffee. It's a good coffee. It's a nice medium roast. Not too heavy, not too light. Right in the middle here. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, or any beverage that you would like, you may need something strong for this video. Also, let me say right away that if you're a little queamish, if you have an uneasy stomach, you may not want to listen to this. I normally wouldn't say anything like this at the beginning of a video, but we could get into some disturbing things here that have to do with insects and food. Okay, that's why I always talk about, always check your food. I don't really talk too much about it on the channel, but I always, anytime me and Jessica go out to eat, I get a burger or something, and I will check the burger. I'll make sure that everything's fine with the burger, or anything we get, I'll look at it just to make sure, because somebody else prepared it. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be the #1 store in the world or restaurant in the world, and things happen. Some things happen, not saying it's their fault. Things just happen, but at the same time, we all need to be aware, and this is something that is malicious in my eyes. I don't know what's going on, but we've had several recalls with Trader Joe's. A few months back, we had frozen fruit, which was carrying hepatitis, which they recalled that. And I know that happens with strawberries sometimes. You can't just blame Trader Joe's on this one, but this one that we're about to go over is pretty disturbing. So again, if you're a little squeamish, that's the right word, squeamish. I don't know, just just bear with me, because it's kind of sickening. Okay. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. We do these videos every day to try and help keep you in the know and everything with the grocery stores. So getting into it here, after I read all this stuff this morning, I got up real early, and I was looking on the Trader Joe's newsletter and all that stuff. And one thing I do like about Trader Joe's is any kind of event like this, they don't hide it at all. They put it out here before any kind of regulations or anything like that take over, which is good, which is what any company should do, to show that you're honest with everything. So I'm reading through these things, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to Trader Joe's. I'm not going to do a video here right now. I just was not feeling it. With that in the back of my mind, to go over a lot of these different prices and a lot of things that our viewers ask about on the channel for me to check and all these things, it's hard for me to focus if I'm having those things going on in the back of my head. So I went to Aldi, and that video will be out tomorrow morning. So again, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that video. Very interesting video at Aldi. Found a lot of great Aldi Saver deals and stuff like that. However, let's get into it here. So from Forbes, they start off saying rocks and insects found inside groceries. Trader Joe's recalls 4 products in a week. Now, this was about a week ago that this came out. Okay, so this is not brand new breaking news here. But in a way, I like that, because, I've looked around. This has happened. It's true. It's not fake news. So I'm not one to put up all these breaking alerts just to be the first person to get stuff out there. I did not know about it. I'm surprised. Usually when there's recalls, we have viewers on the channel that are, that talk about these things. And you may have, and I might have missed the comment or something. But let's go into what they're talking about here. Some of the key points. Again, I'm reading this newsletter from Forbes. Okay, so if you want a point of reference here, you can look it up yourself. They go on to say Trader Joe's is recalling one of its packaged falafel products because it may contain rocks. It does contain rocks. We found that out later. It may contain rocks. An embarrassing announcement that comes the same week the company admitted its broccoli cheddar soup may contain insects. And now they're saying some of their cookies can contain rocks as well. That's malicious. That's whoever. Now, if you've never shopped at Trader Joe's before, most of their products that they have at Trader Joe's are their own. They have their own manufacturing company and they buy and sell through other different companies and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's all under the Trader Joe's name. So whoever's working in the factories that are putting in the Trader Joe's products are the ones who are doing this. And let this be a lesson, right? And watch what's in your food. And this is just a firm reminder that we need to check what's in our food. Read ingredients. A lot of people are uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable with a lot of the different bio-generated ingredients, or what do they call it? Modified GMOs, stuff like that, bio-engineered ingredients and stuff like that. Look up what ingredients those are, how they're processed, how they're made, and make sure that a lot of these chemicals that are being put together, for one, aren't going to affect you in your body, because only you know your body. So many things, guys. It really is. It's sickening. But we're going to go into this a little bit here. So some of the key facts they talk about: Trader Joe's fully cooked falafel, almond windmill cookies, dark chocolate chunk cookies, almond cookies may contain rocks. And this is coming after they were talking about, I guess, insects and bugs in their famous broccoli cheddar soup. That's pretty sickening. I mean, I have had that broccoli soup. I'm wondering why it was so crunchy. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I couldn't help myself. This is terrible, guys. This is absolutely terrible. Something that can be so easily disguised in a soup like that, too. Because broccoli soup is creamy and, things cover things. You have pieces of broccoli that go throughout it and stuff. And, I'd hate to be the person that found that out the hard way. Let's see. And the rocks, guys, I mean, it's like with the broccoli cheddar soup and everything, it's one thing. Okay, you could say, well, there was insects in the broccoli or something like that when it's shipped to us. I mean, and that's hardly believable, right? Because there's a process. I would hope that you clean it first and stuff like that. And then they can say, well, it could be an insect that was inside. They don't say what insects or what bugs, right? The fact that you're saying both tells me that this sounds like somebody was playing games wherever this was. And again, I don't know. The conspiracy theories want to fly, guys, but we try not to get into some of that stuff again. Like, we don't know what's going on, but the fact of the matter is that it is going on and we need to pay attention. They go on to say the company is urging customers to either discard the products or return them for a full refund. I sure hope so. All affected products have been removed from the store shelves, the company added. Those that you know by now. Okay? It's very hard for a company to stop things in the process of things until there's an event, right? Something happened, right? Well, you never hear about that. And honestly, I don't want to hear about it. But at the same time, we need to know what's going on. What happened? Who is in trouble for this? That's what I want to know. What do you want to know? Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this. I think it's absolutely crazy. We already know that we need to examine our foods of what we're eating today. Who knows what's being put in it? Some of this stuff, and I know a lot of people leave like different ingredients and stuff like that. A lot of people have turned against Campbell's because of all the bioengineered ingredients, modified ingredients, all the GMOs and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, when you read into the ingredients, is modified from like corn and different other products. But if it's not good for you, well, yeah, we don't want to eat it. But I don't know, that could be said for another story. I just wanted to bring this to your attention today, guys, because we cover food on this channel, and this is very important. It really disturbed me this morning when I was reading some of this. I was really late to getting started doing the shopping video for today, so I don't know. So here's a statement they gave to Forbes. Trader Joe's said it is on the side of the side of caution, and they are being proactive in addressing these issues. We don't want to wait for regulatory agencies to tell us what to do. We voluntarily take action quickly and aggressively, investigating potential problems and removing a product from sale if there is any doubt about its safety and quality. Now, we know anybody who has shopped at Trader Joe's knows that they put 100% into everything they do. That's kind of the scary thing about this. Okay, now I don't want to sound the alarm or anything, but everybody at Trader Joe's has always, anyone, I've been to a lot of them, been to some in Florida, a couple of them here in Ohio, and I've always dealt with, how many of you been to Trader Joe's? There's an employee like in every aisle. There's an employee that helps you, that wants to help. There'll be like 3 or 4 of them come up to you. Oh no, we'll find it for you. If you can't find it, they're in the back looking. They are 100% customer satisfaction. A company that is like that, I find it very hard to believe that this could happen in so many different ways of people putting this stuff in their products. And they could say, well, it was an accident. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't an accident. And I just want to know for future reference, because we've been getting a lot of recalls from Trader Joe's lately. What is going on in your factories? What is going on with these certain products? Excuse me. Broccoli soup is made, right? This is your broccoli soup that you have made, right? Something has been put into this soup. I mean, hopefully you figured it out. I don't know whether they would make that known or not. I don't know if they would come out and say that. I wish they would, though, because a company that prides themselves on all of these things and wanting to take action and 100% customer satisfaction, and a company who is trying to be completely open and honest here, be completely open and honest. How did this happen? How did this happen? That's what we want to know. You have a lot of Trader Joe's fans out here. I'm one of them. I have yet to buy a product from Trader Joe's that I didn't like. I love Trader Joe's. It's a little far for me, so I don't get up there as much. But for the most part, yeah, I've loved everything from Trader Joe's. I mean, it's everything I've ever gotten is delicious. I have had the broccoli soup. It is delicious. It is a huge seller, which kind of makes me think that people were buying this and they were seeing things they didn't want to see. Hopefully, I hate even talking about it, guys. We need to pause for a coffee moment. Okay. Calm down, Dano. Okay, so here's what Forbes goes on to say what we don't know. In what part of the process these contaminations occurred. The recall notices for all 4 products explain the company was alerted by our supplier of the contamination, suggesting it could have occurred at a third-party facility contracted by Trader Joe's. These were all Trader Joe's branded products, though. That's what I don't like. Don't put this stuff out here. If you don't know, don't say third party. Don't say that. This is your product. Whether it's a third party or not, this is your product, right? This is the trust in your family of products. Don't come out and start saying this stuff. We both just read that together. I'm going on further than I even really wanted to in this story. It's pretty disgusting. Key background, they say food recalls have been on the rise. They have been everywhere. With 416.9 million food units recalled, 2022 saw a 10-year high in the amount of food recall. Jeez, that's a lot more than I thought. I mean, who can even think that high of recall? That's crazy. And this is according to an analysis of data from the U.S. regulators by risk assessment firm Sedgwick. The most common reason for recalls in 2022 was contamination with foreign materials, like in Trader Joe's recent recalls. However, according to the Food Logic Q, most of this increase in food recalls is due to increased regulation. What? Increased regulation? It just gets deeper and just diving in, guys. This is deeper and deeper. Anyway, the big number here, 700%. I love when I see numbers like that. It almost makes me think like you have no clue. When you say 700%, you have done no math at all. Like that is just a ridiculous number. It really is. To start a sentence off with. Big number, 700%. That's how much food product recalls increased from 2021 to 2022. Sure. So by that, if I wanted to freak somebody out right away, I would make up a number and say 700%. Right? I mean, is it? I mean, it could be 200 or 300%. It could be 1,000%. Either way, you picked a odd number to start this sentence off with. So the trust is getting less and less because you all know, most of you know, if I'm good at anything, it's math. And I can see that number and just realize right away that it's a fudged number. Or, I mean, it could be somewhat truth, but none of these numbers are ever in truth. They would have been better off saying approximately 700%, because there's no way the number is 100% correct. Oh, that's how much food product recalls increased from 2021 to 2022. So you got a bunch of bad apples out here that are putting junk in the food. Where's the food coming from? Is it coming from different countries? Are the different ingredients coming from China or somewhere else? Are things being put into the food? I hate to say these kind of questions, or I hate to ask these questions, but what's going on? So from 2021 to 2022, we have a 700% increase in food recalls. That's crazy. So something is going on. Something is being put in somewhere else, right? Because there's no way that, I mean, I guess you could get away with doing a lot of this stuff in a factory if you were personally trying to hurt people, you know. But I mean, I don't know. Like, is this coming from other places? Maybe places that do not like us. Oh, we could really get in deep here, guys. I will try and keep it as level-headed as possible and not lose my cool. It says, for comparison, consumer product recalls decreased by 45%, pharmaceutical recalls increased by 114%, and automotive recalls decreased by 10% by number of units affected over the same period. It's because nobody was driving. Nobody was buying cars. Okay. We're gonna chat on our own here for a minute. We are done with this. The main object of this video was to get the information out to all of our 32,000 followers here. Thank you all for being part of our YouTube family here. It is because of all of you of how we're able to keep up in real time with everything going on. You hear about any of these recalls, put it on the channel as fast as you can so that we can discuss this. And so it's one of why I wanted to get this out here as early as possible, so that if, in case anybody has not heard of this, that you really, especially if you're shopping at Trader Joe's. Do I think you have to worry? I would still just check your food. Don't not shop at Trader Joe's. I know we have a lot of fans of Trader Joe's, me included, and I probably still should have went up there. I just couldn't do it today because of the information that I just found out with rocks and bugs in the food. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I think that we need to watch everything. Trader Joe's. Let's dial it back here for a second, okay? Trader Joe's is the best customer service grocery store I've ever been in my life. I've never had customer service like that. You see TV shows of like the 50s, right, where people were kind like that and customer service was still a thing, right? You don't see that today. You might have one or two that work in a Kroger store or Meijer, or Meier's a little better, I think, than Kroger, but I don't know. There's always good people. There's good people everywhere, but Trader Joe's trains their employees to, hey, customers right, You know, they were trying to give me a bag of chips one time that I spent a little while looking for, and I said, "No, I'll pay for it. I appreciate it, but I'll pay for what I get. I thank you, three people that helped me try to find these chips." For those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, those were those veggie chips that I like, kind of like the Terra chips, but I think they're actually better. They've got the beets chips and sweet potato. They're delicious. They're a little crispier than the Terra. They're a little thinner, easier to chew. But guys, we just have to watch our food, watch what's being put in the food. Thank you to all who have been leaving different ingredients of different cans. I know with all the bioengineered and stuff like that, all the different kinds of chemicals going into foods these days, we really have to pay attention. And, you know, those of us who are on special diets, people that can't have a lot of salt or a lot of sugar or a lot of these things, you really have to pay attention to what these products are if they add those into the product. And most importantly, we need to watch our food anyway and make sure that there is nothing in the food like rocks or bugs or these kind of things. That's why we have to keep this stuff in the know. Again, make sure you leave us stuff in the comments. I can't get to all this stuff as quick. You know, I do these videos every day to try and get this news of the stores and everything else out here as fast as possible. Every now and then one slips through my fingers, like Trader Joe's did here today. I didn't know anything about it. I knew absolutely nothing about what was going on with Trader Joe's. I heard about the frozen fruit recall a couple months ago. But this one, wow. I mean, 4 in a week, something's going on. Something was put into these products. Someone has done this. This isn't an accident. That's kind of what I'm getting to. So, you know, my point is that if this can happen to a company that puts so much dedication into customer service and making sure everything is right and just making you the boss when you go into the store, this can happen anywhere, and it probably is. So you just definitely want to. I'm going to be double checking tonight when I have dinner. Jess probably will too. Boy, she hated hearing this story. But we just have to pay attention, guys. Stay prepped. Stay ahead of the game. Make sure you're buying up the sales of the things you love as you go along here. Maybe we should all just cook everything from scratch, you know, to know that we're not having these things. You know, we've been doing a lot more cooking from scratch. People have been asking us to do some cooking videos. We're going to try and mix those in here every now and then. But for the most part, yes, just make sure you are checking everything that is coming out of the can and into your body. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.